Welcome everybody to Stardew Valley here on Fantasy Farm, where it is winter in the game. It is winter IRL, at least at the time you're seeing it, because Christmas is just around the corner. The spirits are annoyed, but let's be honest, what else is new? Let's have a look at our bonuses. Greater chance for coal, a little bit of combat prowess. Though, admittedly, I don't really think that's going to be too terribly useful for today. So let's take a little look around and see what we can find. Looks like we've got some starfruit wine that's done, which might mean that it is also done over here as well. No, not yet. Okay, this is just an extra little bit for 31.50. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and toss these in here, I suppose. And we'll go ahead and show off the routine for the day, since it has been shifted slightly due to the fact that it is winter, so our animals are going to be staying inside as they're not really fans of the cold. And as somebody who also is not a fan of the cold, I can appreciate that. It is entirely valid. So what are our winter plans? It's been a while since winter has rolled around. This is only the second time we've really gotten to see it. Oh, and these are done as well. Very nice. Obviously, one of the things I do want to work on is keeping up the pace with getting the iridium done, as we will want to shift over these sprinklers. And we'll probably do that today, to be perfectly honest. Just go ahead and get that set up. We might as well. Now would be as good a time as any to do it. Yes, let's give you all pets. Pet all the pets. There we go. So after we get our routine done, that will probably be our first order of business, is to figure out exactly how we're going to reformat the farm so it'll be nice and ready for spring, and then we don't have to worry about it for quite a while. Shouldn't be anything in here other than these. Do I have enough? I do have enough chanterelles. Let's go ahead and add those in. Oh, and in here we've got quite a bit, actually. Might have to start thinking about maybe doing some ancient fruit wine here. A little bit of what we're also doing, as you could probably guess, is also waiting for the last of the banana tree to grow. The mango tree as well, but predominantly the banana tree, because we are long overdue on wanting to get that last set of gold walnuts. And once that's done, that is another thing off of our perfection list. So it would be very handy to have that completed. So we have 19 of these. We could sell these for about 62,000 right here and now. I don't know, I'll think on it. I'll think on it. The thought of building another shed has crossed my mind as well. It's not just a case of, oh, we'll just leave them in there forever and never think about it. I've definitely considered making another shed. Still undecided on that. Not really sure if we're going to do that yet or not. Alright, with all of those put away, and the mystery boxes dumped in here, and lastly, I'm just going to hang on to these, I think, for the time being, because I'll be working on sprinklers. We can finally get this taken care of. I've only got enough for 10 right now, as I need to make more gold bars. I have plenty of gold to do that. So let's go ahead and get this done. Alright. Stick with that for right now. So if we're going to be starting here, so we'll need to be right here and here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'll look a little something like this. 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, now it's going to change that we're down here. So we'll be able to get to here. So we'd be here, I think. 2, I don't know, it'd actually be here. There we go. We can have a little bit of an overlap. It's not that big of a deal if we do. So that's what we've got thus far. So we swapped out 10 of those for 17 normal ones. I'd say that's a decent enough start. Is there anything else we need to do that is specifically important that we get done today? I don't think so. We don't have any quests going on, so I might poke around, and I do believe the quest board has reset. So let's go take a look at that and see if potentially we've got something there to work with. And I also think there's one thing that I know that I want to do that we're going to not explain just yet. Let's check out the quest board first. Wanted's probably, yeah. Also got something. What do you got? Need a perch? I should be able to do that. I do think that is a winter fish. I don't know if I have one, but we could be able to... could do that. Aquatic overpopulation. Fittingly enough, I was actually going to grab more squid at some point in order to make sure I was able to... fill up the fish pond that we have, so that actually worked out. So, what I want to do now is this. The bouquet, a gift that shows your romantic interest. I have decided on who I am going to give this to. But I'm not actually going to show who I'm going to give it to. Not yet, anyway. So 10 squid, and then Sebastian wanted a perch. See if I have that. I do have one. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and give that to him, I guess. So yes, I will go ahead and give this to Sebastian, and then, once that is done, I'm also going to off-screen give this to somebody. I'll go ahead and tell you the dialogue is the same regardless of who you give this to. It basically says, oh, you want to get serious? I feel the same way. And then it will change your icon, so I'm going to assume Sebastian is probably home. He may not be. Oh, he is. Okay, cool. So, we will cut back whenever I have all that done, and then we'll continue on the day. We'll keep it a mystery for now. Alright, we are in Mayor Lewis's house. This is where I'm cutting back. Oh, how fitting. A sprinkler. Nice. Well, I guess I can add that to the pile. So what I've done is, first and foremost, I did get that delivery for Sebastian done, so I gave him the perch. So there's the money from that. We still do have this squid. I haven't done anything there, but what I have done is I have gotten 100 bait, deluxe bait rather, and 2 new spinners to make this go by faster, and obviously we'll be doing some fishing since I have the smoker and the coal. So we are heading down to the beach. I have also gone ahead and got everything out of the crab pots and refilled them. I just sold what was in there and threw away the trash, basically. It wasn't anything too terribly extravagant or amazing, so it was only a little bit of money, nothing too terribly fancy. We'll not have enough time to get these back, so we'll just go ahead and move a bunch of stuff down here, I think. Somewhere to kind of keep it out of the way. And then we will work on, hopefully, depending on when those squid are active, be able to catch the remainder of what we need for both that quest, but also for the fish pond. So what does the last season of Year 2 look like? Well, the big thing now going forward is if you do not have them taken care of, you are going to get evaluated at the end of Year 2. This isn't the end of the game by any stretch, and you can also reevaluate your farm at any time, but there are certain goals that have to be marked off, I guess is probably the best way to say it, in order to see how well your farm has been progressing. Those are going to be listed on screen now, and as well as what the point values are. We have done basically everything on that list with one exception, which is getting married and having the 2 kids. That's literally it. So you don't have to get every single point. As you can tell, there's more points available than what you actually need. Same as, like, the festival, for example, with doing the showing off your produce and stuff. You don't have to get a perfect score to win by any stretch. So in that regard, we're completely and totally done. There's no need. I still was going to do it anyway, but there's no obligation in terms of getting the best score that I needed to complete anything else. So with that, we're basically done on that front. There will be a reward for that. The rewards vary, sort of, depending on what you get, but obviously the highest reward you can get is the best one. And it will definitely come in handy as we continue along, but probably not too terribly much, given what we've done semi-recently. But more on that at a later date. So where do we go from here? What else is there to do? Well, the big thing now, at least for me, is achieving perfection, essentially. Because most people would say, like, okay, after you've gotten the highest rating on your farm, like, if you haven't done it, build up max relationship with all the villagers, finish off the island, maybe, like, make X amount of money, would be the things that most people would say. And that's probably what most people would go with. There we go. But I am going to try to fully go for perfection. So, now that we've gotten all the golden walnuts taken care of, we've also got max friendship with everybody taken care of. We're kind of playing a game of seeing what next we need to do. One of the other things is Robin's also getting an upgrade built. So I do want to, like, try to get every upgrade to the house from Robin, even though those are not required for perfect. There we go. So getting things like that done, I want to get all the special orders done, which we do have to wait on the last two of those. They'll show up when they show up, and if they don't, well, then there's not much we can do on that front. Also, I realized it's not raining/snowing, so we may not have access to the squid right now, but oh well. It won't really matter too much either way. We're still going to be making money off this, which is the big thing. Because above all else, at least for the obelisks and the gold clock, money is going to be your biggest issue. You still have to get the resources as well, but money is going to be the thing that primarily is going to take the most amount of time. There are other things on there, such as crafting every item, cooking every recipe, but the big thing is we also kind of have to do the key side quests to get the key gems to unlock all of those recipes. And once I have all of those bought, I'm probably going to take a look at my inventory and go, okay, compare this to a complete full list. Is there anything I'm missing? And if there is anything I'm missing, where do I find it? And then from there, we'll go and pick up any remaining things, if there are any. Which, fingers crossed, I don't have many missing, if any. That might be something I do sooner than later, where I just quickly check and go, okay, what am I missing here? Because if it's something I can grab in the winter, I'd rather do that now, not have to wait for winter of year 3 to roll around. But you can kind of see why, as a result, once year 3 hits, it will probably be a lot more of a summary type of thing, of like, oh, this is what happened in the span of, I don't know, 3 days, or maybe even a week, depending, because a lot of it will just be doing the same thing over and over, where in the spring it will be potatoes until you get the strawberries, and then strawberries. For summer, it will be starfruit. For fall, it will be cranberries or pumpkins. And for winter, it can only be the powder melons. And then, of course, on the island, it will be basically starfruit the entire time. You'll keep throwing those into kegs. You'll keep throwing the completed wine into casks if you've got the space for it. And then after that, let's see. I think these are... Yeah, we'll just go with the halibut. Why not? And then after they're done with that, you'll throw the completed wine into there for max profit, that kind of thing. I have taken a look at the quests that are sent through the mail. There are some that will still get sent in winter of this year, but there is nothing in year 3. The only way you can get a quest through the mail... Ah, there's one. The only way you can get a quest in the mail in year 3 and onward is if it's like a story quest. It's something you have to trigger yourself by... for example, like reading the thing inside the community center that makes the wizard send you a letter, but I've already done all of those. So there won't be any quests in the mail. It will be like the help wanted board or the special orders or the key quests. And I will still work on those and get the prize tickets. Potentially the key quests will obviously take primary, well, precedence, if anything else. But I'll still do those from time to time. I'll still show off the festivals if there is something that I can gain that is worthwhile for it. Which is namely going to be, like, either prize tickets strawberry seeds. The Desert Festival will still show up. But there are other ones that I probably won't bother with. The flower dance, for example, would be completely useless to me. That kind of thing where it's just there's no real point in doing that. In terms of things we do need, because I am smoking a bunch of fish here, admittedly, I do need to get more coal. And that is probably a reason that I might go mining decently soon here, is to try specifically to pick up a bunch of coal. So that might happen again in the near future, but that's more for the resource than anything. I could buy it from Clint, but also it would be more expensive because it's year 2 now, and it will continue to be more expensive into any upcoming years. It doesn't continue to increase, but anything past year 1, it's going to be a higher amount. So is it worth the cost? Probably depends on what type of fish you're actually smoking. Could be yes, could be no. Your mileage may vary. I'm running low on health, so I'm probably going to eat a good bit of this seaweed here. But once I am confident that we've got all the recipes, or got all the crafting recipes, whether it's cooking or crafting, once I'm confident that that is the case, then at that point, sure. Then at that point, I will make sure that I've got enough of everything, or we'll cook everything possible with the ingredients I have, and then we'll say, okay, well, what do we need from here? And, from that point, wherever that might be, then we'll work on getting those crops, or getting those forageables, whatever we need to get in order to make those recipes. Pretty much in terms of the farming stuff, I try to keep a little bit of everything, but a lot of recipes do have overlap in what they use, hence why you would want to keep a bunch of, like, milk, or cheese, or goat cheese, bread is another one, the things that you can get from Pierre's shop are another one as well. So there's certainly quite a few pieces of overlap, so if it seems like something of, well, in real life that's used in a fair bit of cooking ingredients, there's a good chance in this game it's also going to use a fair bit of that. So I wouldn't say you have to prepare right this second, but it might be a good idea for at least those big ones to be prepared ahead of time. And if you're putting anything into your shipping bin where you don't have any of them previously, or don't have any already stocked up, maybe consider saving them. The good news is, for cooking recipes, in almost every instance, as far as I'm aware, the quality of the whatever you're using doesn't matter. It can be silver, gold, iridium, or no star quality, and it will work just fine, because it will still produce a non-star quality food. With some exceptions, though. But primarily, will usually not matter. We've only lost 3 pieces of bait, by the way, between all this, so that goes to show you how insane that ability can be on this fishing rod. I know we've picked up 10 more pieces, but still. This is why I bought 100 bait, because I don't think I'm going to be losing that 100 pieces for a good long while. The Deluxe is, of course, good. Master is also good. Linus's bait is also good, because, if they can't disappear... if you're not losing Linus's bait, and you're also catching double fish, then you're making a really good amount. Challenge bait, exact same thing. Getting more fish and basically not having to suffer the cost of the... losing your bait or tackle can definitely be handy. The tackles will be a little harder to keep alive, but that's not too big of a deal. I think we've got enough time to smoke 2 more fish, and then we'll probably have to head in, I think. Yeah, I've got 12 pieces. Yeah, I might actually end up going to just buy from Clint. I know a lot of people will probably not appreciate that, but it will be faster. Even if it's not cheaper, it will be faster, because we just don't really need anything in the mines. Not right now, anyway. What are we doing on those? 5? Yeah, I don't remember if we had... I think we had at least 5. We might have had more than 5, so that's plenty for what we're doing here. So let's go ahead and eat the last of that seaweed. We'll cast until we either run out of energy, or until we get those last 2 fish in the smokers done. Then I'll go back and add those to the Well, squid pond. I guess it's technically a squid pond, not a fish pond. But you get the idea. That said, if you don't want to fish, using your tilling strategy from last year, where you can till up the... fishing tackle's worn out. Where you can till up the ground and get the winter roots, or whatever the other ones are called. The winter roots or the snow yams, there we go. Is still totally viable. You can make pretty good money doing that, all things considered. It's not, like, you know, life-changing or anything, but it's still pretty handy. So if I get days where nothing's going on, it will probably be a combination of doing that and then also fishing once I've kind of tilled up every piece of tile that I want to till up, and there's not really anything worthwhile in big areas anymore. A bit more bait. So our final total of bait is 97. Again, we only lost 3 that entire time. I'd rather not exhaust myself, and I would like to be able to move faster, so we'll do that. There we go. Things like checking trash cans also really aren't that important to me anymore. They just don't really serve a big use for me. 6 out of 10. Alright, that's not bad. Yeah, plenty of time to do that, so yeah, I'll probably just fish at the ocean again, just to get that extra little bonus. It's not that big of a deal, but hey, every little bit helps. Alright, over here, let's see what we're tossing in. I think that's everything. Yeah. These off. I'll put up that sprinkler if there's time, but I'm not holding out much hope there actually is enough time. Rather get the squid pond completely filled. This pond is full. Oh, it is full. Oh, okay. Well, if that's the case, I'll probably just 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where it needs to go. Yeah, I'm not gonna have enough time to sell those squid, but I do want to get in the house. I keep dropping my energy to below 0. Oh, we actually made it to bed. Okay, well, could have been worse then. Yeah, I did also sell some small bits and bobs, the crystal floors and the bean starters, stuff in the purple chest I have on the top of my house, just to have a little bit more space. Stuff I knew I wasn't really going to use. I'm probably not going to make more green beans unless I have to for a recipe, but if we need to make more stuff, we just throw whatever crop type we need on the island, and I'll keep the crops so we'll have the ability to put them in a seed maker, so not that big of a deal, honestly. Alright, we've got mail. Delta, I'm going to give you this advice because I like you and want you to stay in Pelican Town. If there comes a day that you want to ask for someone's hand in marriage, you'll need to give them a mermaid's pendant. Don't worry, everyone in Pelican Town understands the significance of this amulet. It's an ancient tradition in this region. Good luck, Lewis. Found this in a drawer somewhere. I thought you could use it. Pam. No, I did not give it to Pam. You can't actually give a bouquet to Pam, so... Too bad, so sad. Alright, day 2. We do have some powdermelon seeds, so I probably should go ahead and plant these now that we've got our crop situation sort of taken care of here. So we'll do that. We don't really need to go super fancy or make sure that it looks phenomenal since this is the winter. The odds of using all of our farming space is extremely low. So I wouldn't be holding out much faith that that would be an issue. I'll just go ahead and sell the sprinklers, I guess. And I will sell these as well. Over here, do we have, by any chance... Wow, 30,000 right there. Let me look. It would probably be inside, I would wager. Just, like, kind of excess stuff here. There we go. Just stuff to get my energy back up that I don't really care about sacrificing. And these will work just fine. There we go. 450 out of 474. Good enough for me. Right, let's get the routine done, and then we will figure out what we're doing with the rest of our day. Alright, since today feels like kind of a just showing what we'll do when there's not really going much on day, this is what we're going to do. First and foremost, I'm going to put all of this up right here. Oh, these don't sell for anything. Alright, well, kind of interesting that they'd let you ship them in the first place, but whatever. So, what we're going to do is we're going to drop off all the golden coconut, artifact troves, etc. at Clint's. Just get those broken open, see what there is, sell anything back. Probably won't be too terribly much important, but we'll go ahead and get it done. I'll go ahead and eat that, sure. Top off our energy. So we'll do this first and foremost. I do believe we need that golden animal cracker. I think our ostrich has not gotten that yet. It doesn't have the ability to make ostrich eggs yet, but once it does, it can make double. It's another mango tree. I'll probably hang on to that for the island. I should go check there, so that probably will be something I do today. And our last one, another skull. Alright. Nope, not upgrade tools. Nope, just the ore. Okay. So yeah, you could buy the coal if you want. It is a little pricey though, so your mileage may vary. 250 for each. But again, if you're getting more money out of that by smoking the fish, if you're making more than 250, you are turning a profit by doing that. And it is faster, so it's up to you ultimately. This, of course, as I said, is just going to be sold right back, as I don't have any use for most of these things. Not even the quality fertilizer at this point is super important to me. Yeah, I'll go ahead and sell these. Where are you? Right there. There we go. I think the baby goat is the only other creature that I need to, yeah, which he is, or she has rather, now fully matured into an adult goat, so if I find another one, I'll be sure to use that, but I don't have another one right now. Yeah, let's head on over to the island real quick, just see what we can scoop up there. I should probably go ahead and put the iridium back, though. So we'll put this up. I'll just move everything up here, so it'll remind me, oh hey, you need to do that. Make a quick trip onto the island, plant these, grab anything that's fully done, which could be a fair bit by this point. I would not hate seeing the next round of starfruit ready. And also, the crab pots are also done. Okay, that'll work. I think I probably will hang on to the crab pot forageables for now, except for the clam, because I have plenty of those. But everything else I'm going to hang on to. Ooh, that is tempting. I think I'm going to pass, though. I'm going to grab another one of these. I'm actually going to grab 2 more of those. Why am I leaving? Hello? I said I was going to go to the island. Yeah, so this kind of looks like a busy day, but like this is going to kind of be what we're doing every day at most for a lot of these days during winter, so you can see why it might get a little boring. But I'm going to try to... Oh, yeah, they are done. I'm going to try to make it in such a way that that won't be an issue. There will be something going on at any given point. With the starfruit ready, this does mean that after I'm done here, I'm probably going to have to turn right back around, go to Sandy's, and plant more. be good to get these all done and dusted. There's a fair bit that's grown here. Coffee beans, blueberries, star fruits, some of the taro roots as well. Some of the pineapples. I wouldn't say we're super low on money, but I probably won't drop the starfruit in the shipping bin, and I'll actually go physically sell them to Pierre, just to immediately get the money to buy the starfruit seeds, since they're a little expensive. Okay, let's get rid of those, just they're getting a little bit close. These are also done. Ah, it was a rhubarb. That's what that random mixed seed was. Oh, speaking of mixed seeds, well, I'm full on inventory, so let's throw this away. I don't think I have my watering can. So, I will just go ahead and do some planting here. Other seeds? Nope, no other seeds, okay. Other than this, of course. About there should do. Alright, so let's see, 49 and 35, so we'll just say 50 and 34, because that's easier. So that's 84, and then this would be 100, 406. None of these other ones, except for the taro, get pulled up. So 106 plus 15 with the 7 and 8 is 121, and then another 4 is 125. So that is our answer for how many of those we want right now. Actually, it's technically more than that with the seeds in the melon, but we're going to go with that for the time being, I think. Yeah, that should do fine. All right, let's head back home. Let's see what we can't make of all this. You brought me a fish. That was a perch. How fitting, I used my last one for giving that to Sebastian, and you just gave me another one. That was very nice of you. People say cats are mean, but like when you're actually in a really bad spot, they seem to always know exactly what you need. We're not in a bad stretch by any imagination, but I don't know, they just have a sixth sense about those things. That's not the right chest, but I will go ahead and put these blueberries up in that one. Alright. Actually, before we go, one other thing. There we go. Alright, we'll be back over there momentarily. But yeah, this would, like, constitute a busier day because of, oh, we need to sell crops and plant more crops. There's some days where you're waiting for the crops to grow, you're waiting on the kegs, you're waiting on all that. So, let's see it. I could have traded those starfruit for putting them... Oh, there's a little bit more. I could have traded those starfruit for putting them in... Anything I need in here? No, it's just going to sell the silver star ones. I think we already grabbed this. Yeah, we did. I could have put the normal quality starfruit into kegs. I don't think we'll need to for a little while longer, but even if we do, we can just swap it out for blueberries, and once the blueberries are done, just toss in the starfruit then. Because of the cast taking longer, eventually they will... I'll probably just end up selling some of the starfruit wine as it is without maturing it into iridium quality. But that is another job for another day. There's a lot of forageables out here. Hey, I was looking for one of these. I will buy something. How many did I say I needed? 125. There we go. 124. I'm going to grab 27, actually. Technically, it should be 6 because I just picked up some mixed seeds, but that's okay. Worst case scenario, we just save it for when something's fully grown and then just put those in their place. It's not that big of a deal. Right, being mindful of the time in-game. Let's quickly poke around for anything else. I mean, this is another, what, 1,600, 150, so that's 1,750. That's not horrible. I don't really feel like I'm going to need any more coconut or cactus fruit than what I already have in terms of recipes, so I'm probably okay on that front, but we'll see. Also, get some more gold bars going. Reason I switched to gold again was for the sprinklers, so that's why we're switching back to those momentarily. I do believe I said... Yes, the only one I had left was our newest goat. There we go. And since we're here... we've got enough time before we have to run back to the island. A little bit of the extra income never hurt, because like just doing that, look at what you're getting right here. So there's 1,600, another 1,000 basically, another 1,300. So that's a pretty good amount just for quickly stopping in to grab those. Bearing in mind, we could have, like, way more of those going, and probably should. At some point, I might make more of those cheese makers and mayonnaise machines. Very well could. So, I might do that at some point. It says I've only crafted one, because I believe there was a reward for the community center bundles. So, yeah, we'll get these planted, we'll come back, and then we will probably... Oh, I don't know. I think we'll till first, and then once I've tilled everything, if I've got more time, then I'll fish from there. Since we did some fishing yesterday, I'd rather try to switch it up between tilling, foraging, all that stuff, to try to not do the same thing too many days in a row. Sometimes, like with that one video the other day, you'll just get 2 really good mining days in a row, and you kind of can't help but take advantage, but most of the time I'm going to try to avoid that as best I can. Actually, I think I'm going to keep the coffee off very quickly. Also, I missed some over there, so maybe it's a good thing I did not, or that I did overbuy. I don't know why there's a dog barking in that part of the song, but there is. It wasn't off by that much. I don't know, we might be okay. It looked like there was a lot more spaces than there actually were, but I think we're okay. Yeah, we're all good to go. And again, I'm fine with keeping these here. We'll get back to them at a later date. And sell those. Sure, why not? Let's check the quests. On the off chance there's something I feel like doing on Keys quests, let's have a look. I'm curious. I don't know if there's anything I'd want to go out of my way to do right now, but there could be. What do you got? Ooh, maybe. Keys kindness, give 50 loved gifts in a week. Yeah, actually. Yeah, let's do it. I'm not going to start that one today because you can only give a maximum of 2 gifts, 3 if they've got their birthday this week, which some people do. But it's late enough in the day that I don't want to try for that right this second. Because some people have already going to be left for the day, so I think we'll avoid doing that for the time being. I'm going to take 2 of these with me, though, in case Leo ends up not being on the island or I run into him into town. That could be handy to have those there. So put those in there for now. That can go up. And let's go do some tilling. It's been a while since we've done this. We'll see how it does for profits by comparison. It's hard to believe the next episode's gonna be episode 100. Somehow, but yeah, it has been 100 episodes. Well, 99 at this point, but it will be 100. Crazy to think. I do have a little something semi-special planned for episode 100. But we'll get there when we get there. Not much luck over there. Alright, let's keep going, though. I think, didn't they say it was a bad luck day today, to be fair? Also, I did just remember an IRL thing, that there is a meetup today, but usually I kind of can't make both of those meetups right now. I can usually only make the Friday one. But since next week I'll start having 3 days off again, because we're finally actually not going to be understaffed for once, I'll actually be able to go to both. Because normally I will have Thursday, Friday, Saturday off. It was just this week I did not. I did have 3 days off this week, but most of it was spent sleeping, because I was in recovery mode from all the other junk they put us through. Like I mentioned in a previous episode. But yeah, normally you're not supposed to be asleep for 30 hours in 2 days. Yeah, I'm genuinely curious to see how this will do for profit now. Oh, there we go. If we could get more like that, we'd be set, honestly. Yeah, the 5x5 is nice, but I can, like, again, it is kind of understandable why you might not want 5x5 grid. It's just potentially it may not be as good, depending on what you need it for. If you're doing stuff like this, it could come in handy, but sometimes even with something like this, genuinely the 3x6 is better. Like so. Having that extra horizontal or vertical line is more important than having overall more area. Yeah, let's see, that's 1800, 1680. Yeah, it's alright. Hey, Delta, I was just about to head out. Hop on, I want to show you something. Does the scarf show up there only because it's a winter event? Or not a winter event, but because it occurred in the winter? Not actually sure on that. That's Zuzu City in the distance. Yeah, you've talked about wanting to move there before. Come here when I want to get away from everything and just think. So what do you think? It's beautiful. It gives me a strange, sad feeling, kind of ugly, or you should quit smoking. Yeah, people that smoke know they should quit. Like, that's... they don't do it so they can quit. One of these two is probably the answer. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, then you should quit smoking. I'm gonna go with it's beautiful, because I do think cities look very pretty from a distance. Not exactly how I'd put it, but yeah. City used to draw me in, but now I'm just finding myself happier at home in the valley. Delta? I've never felt anything like this with another guy before, but you're different. You know what I'm trying to say, don't you? So yeah, I forgot that scene was going to occur, but I guess the secret is out now. Let me scroll down here. I gave it to Sebastian. The bouquet went to Sebastian. It was complete and utter coincidence. It was funny, but it was complete and utter coincidence that he happened to also give me a quest. So basically, I gave him the perch after giving him the bouquet. So I got friendship hearts with that. And then I gave him a frozen tear, so that also got the friendship hearts, so that's why he is already maxed. It was not a case of, oh, I did it earlier. It was literally done yesterday in game. It was just, again, pure coincidence, a happy accident, as it were, that occurred, but it did. So yeah, Sebastian is ultimately who I went with for choosing my partner in-game. I'm not going to do multiples, like, you know, doing multiple partners. I wish you could still see the event some way, somehow, for some characters, but you kind of just can't, which sucks a little bit. You don't miss out on 100%, at least in terms of the game, thinking you've done 100%, if you don't see all those cutscenes. You don't have to, you know, engage in polyamory or... as somebody who doesn't have a problem with that, but I do have a problem with it, you know, kind of... because of the later scenes, it does feel like you're cheating on whoever you actually originally picked. So you don't have to engage in that part of it, mercifully. So if you do want to see the other scenes, but you don't want to do that, honestly, your best bet is just to go and watch them. It sounds a little stupid and a little bit of a cop-out answer, but yeah, if you're not comfortable with it, like, I mean, you're the one playing the game, you don't have to, you know, choose to do that. If you want to choose to play the game and not, you know, date multiple people, or you want to not, quote-unquote, cheat on your partners with other people, you have the option to do that. And if you want to, then you also have the option to do that. It is up to the player. So 3,400, 2,240. Yeah, it's okay, I guess. Grab another one right there. And let's quickly go with more gold ore. Put those up too. I never got around to the smokers, but that's okay. I think I'll toss the clay in there as well. We're actually going to give our get our poor farmer to have some amount of sleep without him either passing out or running out of energy. Also, it looks like the jellies are done, so I'll have to do that tomorrow, but that's okay. Oh, that was another thing I tossed in there I don't think I mentioned, is I grabbed like half of the red mushrooms I had and threw them in there. It's not worth a lot, but I had like 40 of these practically, so. And then of course the sprinklers also give you a fair bit, as you will slowly start to get rid of those. So that is everything we've got there. It's amazing how much that can add up when you do it multiple times a day, though. Like the mayonnaise times 4, the cloth times 3 is 2,000 basically. You can get a pretty good amount just by going through all the farming stuff. I've never thought personally that animal care was as bad as other people make it seem, but that's just me. Right, that is it for episode 99. On the next episode of Stardew Valley, episode 100, we're going to get tackling on that gifting 50 loved gifts to people. So I'm going to have to make up a list and figure out all the things I want to do with that, because it's been a while since I've looked at loved gifts, so hopefully I've got enough to do that. Pretty sure we're fine in that regard, but we'll see how that pans out. Until then, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Later.